So what we did in this section, which we colloquially call the native section, because Ruth, as the Ephedra says, which is from the Eurasian steppes, is there's always exceptions to how she laid out a space. But thematically, this area was California natives, particularly chaparral and desert plants. When I got here, uh, this area had not been lifted in terms of adding soil amendment, rocks, and so forth, so that it was very flat space. And a lot of the California natives, which including the desert and chaparral, like more drainage than the adobe clay would offer us. So, and they'd be relatively short-lived. So by the time I got here, a lot of them had timed out. So we had an opportunity to redo the bed and add a lot of contour. But we stuck with the same theme of desert and chaparral plants. So desert being the Mojave and the Sonora, as well as in the Eastern Sierras. And I mean, you'll see this in the plants reflected around me in terms of diversity of things. I mean, desert there, that's actually a curious one. Then we'll have the Sonoran Desert down further south, on Zabrego, Central Coast, then the Eriogonums from chaparral areas in the Channel Islands. The idea was to basically naturalize Ruth's aesthetic. It would have the different succulent tapestries and would make a mix of different contours, different shapes, different colors, and arrange them in grouped patterns at distance and in focus to play both looking at in minutia and at distance with color texture. The great example for that are the Eriogonums here. Largely, these are plants that are the progenitors of them were ones Ruth had here, but they've been floating around the garden a little bit. What we did is we allowed a lot more of the seedlings to come up, which came up with the new soil we added that was grittier, and selectively edited it to emphasize the texture of the Eriogonums, and then of course adding various plants that Ruth didn't have access to in the nursery trade at the time, or just a variety of other things that fit the theme. This Arctostaphylos glauca and this Yucca brevifolia, also known as the Joshua tree, symbolize what this bed is aesthetically, and also the challenge that made it in terms of sourcing plants from Southern California and bringing them to Northern California, different various sizes. At a place in the Grapevine, northwestmost growing part of the natural range of the Joshua tree, this Arctostaphylos glauca also grows with it, and it's also a nice place to stop by. And this ties in with the countless trips that Ruth took in her station wagon, Walker in his Prius, Brian with multiple trucks, small trucks, or what I brought back in various vehicles, and bringing it all to have something that would be from another place or not together here.